flanked by former premiers of Italy and France, Matteo Renzi and Dominique de Villepin. Kugongelwa Madila, in a discussion moderated by American journalist and former CNN editor John Defterius, pointed out vaccine equity as an example of disparities in global collaboration. She said inequities such as these may be detrimental to inclusive recovery.
I must emphasize the importance of international collaboration. We have noticed during the period of COVID really that there are significant gaps. Although we were amongst the first countries to put down money, cash, to actually be supplied with COVID vaccines, we were able to receive our vaccines only in August around. And everything that we received before then were donations. And those donations were very little because we are upper middle income country, and we are expected to purchase these vaccines ourselves. So that has really highlighted, but Namibia now having these vast resources and investors needing to come to Namibia. If each man is to go it alone, then it means that these resources that are available to the world, including energy, that is in Namibia, cannot be tapped during periods such as COVID period, because the country had to lock down, because we also cannot vaccinate our people.
You know, we had this brief session with John Kerry, and he was looking at the oil and gas sector in the context of the Western world. The United States was pretty late as oil and gas players to wake up to the challenge. But last week I was at ADIPEC, and we had the Senegalese Minister of Energy, also a woman, and she said, you know, isn't it an irony? We made these huge gas discoveries, and it could fuel our manufacturing sector here, and that's what we're talking about at GMIS today. But the rest of the world, the IMF, the World Bank, the African Development Bank, all of them were saying we don't want to invest in hydrocarbons. And I'd love to get Prime Minister Villepin's comment, but first let's start with you, Prime Minister of Namibia. Can't we all get along and say, hey, you guys are responsible for 1% of the carbon bank in the world today? What's the break that we don't get? I'm not saying let's go crazy with oil, but natural gas as a transition fuel for Africa to drive growth in Africa. Why is it such a struggle to get this wrapped around our heads at COP26?
Yes, it is our view also to say Namibia is I think, the second, how do I say, we are greatly impacted in a negative way, second to only one other country in the world. But having a narrow industrial base means that we are amongst the least contributors to pollution. So we are actually paying for the actions of other people. But also as a country, because of that upper middle income category, it means even if you need to collaborate just by way of technical assistance, Namibia cannot qualify for that because we are upper middle income country. So here we are suffering the most because of the actions of other people, but we are least welcome when it comes to collaboration in a manner that really promotes sharing, and kind of solidarity in the global community. And as I have indicated, Namibia is a wealthy country. Whatever comes to Namibia by way of sharing of technology, facilitating access to market, and facilitating participation in trade through some kind of imbalanced preferential arrangements, that cost is significant compared to how much Namibia contributes to global prosperity.